best apology is change behavior, and that includes with your own internal dialogue. So don't sit around saying, oh, I'm so sorry that I did this with my life and I'm stuck in this rut, if you're not taking action to get out of that rut. And it is never, ever too late. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today, I'm going to be reacting to Screaming Suicide by Metallica. When this dropped a few months ago, a lot of people were requesting it in my comments section, and I do listen, so this wasn't a request from a Patreon. It was just something that a lot of people here on the channel wanted me to do, and I love to make you guys happy. But if you haven't had a chance to check out my Patreon, please make sure to do so. Link is in the description. You get intimate little Zoom calls with me every month, behind the scenes stuff, sneak peeks, and so much more. So make sure you check that out. Every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach. Without further ado, new stuff for Metallica. How cool is that? Screaming Suicide. Oh, here we go.
Welcome to this life, born into the fight, here to claim your dream. Look you in the eye, past a broken sky, craving dopamine. Then my voice appears, teaching you of fears. Are you good enough? You don't recognize that it's full of lies. You should just give up. Listen well, better listen well. Listen well, better listen well.
I don't want to stop too soon, but in the beginning, I love how it showcased each of the band members because it kind of shows that they have their own story, you know, their own identity. So I think that it's kind of shifting from going after your dream to chasing dopamine hits. And I think that many people do that. They give up their aspirations for 4 hours a day on TikTok or getting hyped up on dopamine in other ways. There's so many different things in our society that's just a quick dopamine hit, but then they wonder why they're not accomplishing their goals when these things are sucking up their energy and their attention and their focus. But it's also the journey, I think, from innocence to life experience, which is kind of cool because it seems like Metallica's always had some kind of experience to speak from through their songs. But I'm sure that there was a time where, you know, they had, like all of us, that innocence that got taken away. But this voice appears and it's teaching you of fears, and maybe you start experiencing trauma or temptation or insecurity or difficult life events or disappointment, whatever the case is. You're experiencing all these things, and then these things become self-defeating talk, and the voices keep getting louder and louder in my head. And I swear I didn't plan that quote in the beginning. I've never heard this song in my life, but it seems quite poetic.
Don't ever speak my name. Remember you're to blame. Keep me inside. My name is suicide.
I promise I'll rewind. I won't miss the. I've learned my lesson. I will not miss the guitar solos and stuff or the transitions that it sounded like it was going into. But oh, it's awful when your own internal monologue victim shames you and tells you that it's your fault, that these things are your fault. Because while you do have power, it's not always so easy to recognize that, to see that, and sometimes you might need guidance. But then there are actually uneducated people that say or insinuate this to you, and it's as if you volunteered as tribute to depression. Is that really what they think? That you just volunteered as tribute and said, yes, please, I would like to be miserable. I would like to have my own mind turned on me. It just boggles my mind. Like you're enjoying the battle or something. Like that's what people think. But then suddenly this voice appears and it fights back against the shadow. And it might not always be an easy voice to find, but it's there and it fights against your perception and the depression and the perceptions of others that you've allowed to get into your head. It's your voice. You find your voice and you see the rope dangling. So I kind of see it. You see the rope dangling and you can use that rope for nefarious purposes, or you can use that rope to climb the heck out of the pit you got in. You fell in. Either way.
Terrified in sleepless nights, caught in spotlight, dead to rights. Isolate and fight your mind, telling you you're left behind. My lying voice inside keeps drinking cyanide, and no more can you run into the sun. Terrified, sleepless nights, caught in spotlight, dead to rights. Isolate and fight your mind, telling you you're left behind. And now you speak my name. You've given back the blame. Don't you keep me inside, screaming suicide. Now that I'm exposed inside, shine the light on cyanide. I'm no longer needed here. Now you face your biggest
Nice indeed. I did not expect to be dancing to this song. I expected a dark vibe, I guess just because of the title, but you can't judge a song by its title, just like you can't judge a book by its cover, so I was pleasantly surprised. So perfect for the community because it's encouraging people to talk about their mental health experiences, and it's about screaming from the rooftops that you're struggling with these things and sharing your story, talking about your mental health experiences, talking about your suicidal thoughts, normalizing these things so it's no longer a taboo, because the biggest struggle with these things, it's like Arthur Fleck said in the Joker movie, the hardest thing about mental illness is trying to pretend that you don't have it, trying to live like you don't have this illness, like you don't have these struggles. Like, I don't want to have to try and live like I'm not a more emotionally susceptible person, because I've said this before, but I've learned to see the beauty in my emotional vulnerability because I had this robust emotional experience. And that's a really, really beautiful thing. But when we bring to the light, when we bring the shadow to the light and we take the power from it, we take the power from these other people that are saying nasty things about us, or we take the power back from the lessons that we learned that were really painful, or the experiences that happened to us that we wish wouldn't have. When we take our power back from that, when we normalize these conversations and things, when we normalize mental health struggles, then we are not only empowering ourselves to be able to move through it, to be able to get help to heal, we're also empowering other people, because now they're going to know that it's okay to do that. They're not going to feel like they can't speak, like they don't have a voice. And this is especially true for men who often feel like they don't have a voice, like they can't speak, they can't share, they can't cry. They're just supposed to be stoic all the time. And that's, first and foremost, not reasonable. Second, not healthy. And it's just something that I'm really passionate about ending. I always tell people who interact with my son, if you ever tell my kid to man up and don't cry or anything like that, we're gonna have some words. We're gonna have some very colorful words, and I don't think you're gonna like those colors, but it really helps people to feel safer when we're talking about these things. It's helping you to get to safety, and it's helping other people feel safer to reach out. So you can drink the cyanide that your shadow feeds you, or you can fight your mind. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so riled up now. I'm so pumped. I never thought I would say that I love Metallica, but I love Metallica. And most bands, when they get into the solos and stuff, oftentimes I find myself going, okay, come on, let's go. But with Metallica, it's just kind of it's a different energy. And I think it's just because of the energy of the song, the energy of the band. But for me, I can sit there and I can enjoy it. And for sure, I'm learning to do that more with other artists, but Metallica specifically, I can really get into every aspect of the song. So I love that. Thank you guys so much for getting me into Metallica, for bringing me into your world. I'm glad that I can be mental Amanda. Say that 10 times fast. But this is your opportunity. Scream your suicide. If you are struggling, you can share that here. We can get you help. It's never too late. Like I said earlier in the video, it's never too late to start healing. It's never too late to turn your life around. And there's a whole community here of people that will love you and that will listen to you and that will hold space for you. So make sure you're sharing your mental health stories. And it doesn't even just have to be screaming suicide. Scream your wins. If you are struggling and you're living with these mental health challenges and you had even a small win this week, you made yourself a healthy breakfast, or you went for a walk, or you talked yourself down during a panic attack. This gal did that this week, yay! But no matter what your win is, make sure that you share that here in the comments. And we do a live stream here every other week where the community gets to share their wins over on the community page. And then I will read those wins in my beautiful little snap cup here so we can keep this conversation going. So whether in the comments or on the live stream, make sure you're making sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button and giving the bell a few kisses, and then you'll get notified when the streams happen. But they're every other Friday, 10 a.m. Phoenix time. If you are wanting to just come talk, if you're needing someone to talk to. So thank you guys so much. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.